Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Thank you to UMK for organising the Carnival of Research and Innovation 2022. I'm Dr Ateerah from Pusat Pemikiran Keamanan dan Kesejahteraan Insan Pemikir, Faculty of Language Studies and Human Development. My team members consist of Madam Amanina from UiTM, Prof. Dr. Lokman from UNIZA, Dr. Nahazwani and Dr. Azaha from UMK. A special gratitude is expressed to the Pusat Pemikiran Keamanan dan Kesejahteraan Insan Pemikir, Universiti Malaysia Kelantan for supporting this research team. This innovation project entitled SOL, which is the assessment of students' adaptability in online learning. SOL instrument is developed to measure students' adaptability during online learning. Previous study has developed measurement to assess students' readiness in online learning, which encompass the component of self-development, technology, innovation and people. However, SOL is developed to assess humanizing education concept is applied in online learning. For the process of SOL development, it begins with reviewing previous literature and construct development based on certain related components. After that, this project is continued with item review to assess students' adaptability, and finally, SOL instrument has gone through the reliability and validity process. SOL is targeted for students who have experience in online lessons. SOL also has 34 items from 5 main components altogether. It is measured using 7-point Likert scale. For the physical component, SOL analyzes how students gain beneficial information, exploring the guideline to use e-learning tools, learning from experienced teachers, having a good coverage during e-learning process. It also identifies whether students have a proper plan, for example, in terms of financial aspect during e-learning process. For the emotional component, SOL analyzes how students motivate themselves as well as communication with teachers. This component also identifies whether they find e-learning activities is enjoyable or not. Other than that, it also assesses the level of students' motivation during e-learning period. Whereas for the spiritual component, SOL evaluates how students divide time for religious activity as well as study time. It also investigates daily religious routine and the aspect of praying for safety and well-being. For the component of internal values, SOL analyzes how students instill the attitude of sincerity, honesty, grateful, discipline, and the action of relying on God. Finally, for the component of external values, SOL analyzes how students form bonding with teachers and friends. It also measures allocation time among students for social activities. Other than that, SOL also identifies how students apply good ethics in daily life and sharing problems with educators. For the skill measurement of SOL, students will be measured using Scale 1, which is I cannot relate to this at all, until Scale 7, that is I can relate to this very much. Then, if students score for the range 1 until 2, it reveals that students are in traumatic experience in online learning. Then, if students are in 3 and 4 categories, they are in moderate level of adaptability in virtual lesson and still can endure the challenge in online learning. Likewise, if students are in group 5 until 7, this shows that students can adapt well and obtain a comprehensive condition in online learning. Now, we will show you how to use SOL assessment. Firstly, student can answer the question in SOL measurement. Secondly, the information from students will be collected. Thirdly, the answers will be analyzed based on provided scoring. Fourthly, student scoring and report will be provided. And lastly, consultation with students will be conducted. SOL has its own value creation. This is because SOL assessment can be commercialized for students around the world. Because nowadays, the world is adapting with e-learning concepts such as micro-credential, MOOC, and other related components of e-learning. SOL measurement also is in line with the idea of experiential learning (EXCEL) proposed by the Ministry of Higher Education to humanize the concept of education. SOL assessment can contribute to a balanced social well-being since it has several components that can be used to measure the condition of students' well-being, especially during virtual lesson. SOL measurement also educates students on how to interact well with society, either in social media or face-to-face interaction. Thus, it leads to a peaceful and harmonious environment among society. For the development of SOL manual and assessment, it costs about 3,000 ringgit. And for SOL digitalization, it costs about 6,000 ringgit. And for the consultation process, it costs about 2,000 ringgit. So, it shows that SOL product costs about 11,000 ringgit altogether. This product also has been published in Scopus article in March 2022. So, for SOL users, you will be guided in the SOL manual, and it is helpful in understanding how to assess in this instrument. Finally, we hope that SOL can be used globally because it encompasses the components that assist learners to adapt in online lesson, as well as keep a balanced well-being in daily life. SOL also acknowledges human condition and preserve human fitrah so that they will obtain a holistic learning goals.